me and my Mercedes, bumping ice, ice, baby, screaming shady till I die. Like I have a paradise, life's crazy, so I live it to the fullest till I'm Swayze, and you only live it once. So I'm thinking about this nice, nice lady. Wait, don't stop me now, boy. Living life in the fast lane, but at the speed of life, and I can't slow down. Only got a gallon in the gas tank, but I'm almost at the finish line, so I can't stop now.
And 2K Sports welcomes you to the NBA with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan. We're glad you're aboard. The Jazz make a quick stop here at home before heading back out on the road. And this matchup with the Lakers, it's their first meeting of the season. The previous season series split right down the middle. These teams were quite evenly matched. And now the Lakers starting group. Fisher and Kobe man the backcourt. Howe and Bynum filling up the middle. And it's Barnes in at the small forward. And for the Jazz, Paul Millsap and Al Jefferson up front. Devin Harris is out there with Bell, and it's Hayward in at the small forward position. Outside, Kobe. Right side, Kobe. Over Bell. High quality look, and he sinks it. Kobe's got the first points up on the board tonight here for the Lakers.
It's really weird, guys, to not see the Jazz in the postseason. They have found their way in so consistently over the last 20 years, really, guys.
All right. Now here is Harris. Backing down is Jefferson. 6 to shoot. Baseline try. Shot is no good. Some solid D here from Bynum. And Clark back to the Jazz. They came close, but too much upheaval, Steve, I think, on that roster kind of sunk this season.
Yeah, I agree. And they're in a rebuilding mode now, but you can't count the Jazz out of the playoff picture for long. Not with their history. They have been one of the strongest franchises in the NBA.
Here's Harris following the basket by Kobe Bryant. Jefferson dishes to Harris. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. They get Paul Gasol.
Boy, Devin Harris, maybe the fastest scoring guard in the league. He's a kind of a combo guy in between a point and a 2, but at 6'3", lightning speed, he can really move.
That's good from Harris. When you talk about Devin Harris, a combination of driving ability plus a nice step-back jumper make him a real handful for the defense.
Yeah, you know, but going back to his days in Dallas, he was maybe their best perimeter defender as well. I mean, with that great lateral quickness and good hands. That's one area of his game I'd like to see him return to, being locked in and being that disruptive defensive force.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thank you, Kevin. Earlier I spoke with Mike Brown. It was their interior defense that he thought would be a key factor. He said, my guys have the length and the instincts to block more than their fair of shots if the ball comes inside against us. It's got to be nice for your coach to have that kind of faith in you guys.
Terrific, Doris. Thanks. Clark, what's your take on that?
I like the mindset they're coming in right now. I think it's the right mindset, a strong defensive effort. From them today, I mean, I think it's essential.
Steve?
Well, no question. If they can have success defensively, they're going to create some offensive opportunities for themselves in transition.
Here's Kobe after Al Jefferson score. Shot from the top of the key. Again, the Lakers.
The confidence grows when you start a game as hot as he has.
And he's picking the right shots, guys. I mean, he's making it happen 4 for 4 from the field and just taking good shots.
Now here is Harris. Kicks it to Millsap. He feeds it to Hayward. Back to Millsap. Sticks it from 17 feet. Millsap's got his first bucket of the night. Lakers leading by 3. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Off the screen, Kobe, no luck.
It's so hard to take over a coaching position from a legend, but that is exactly what Tyrone Corbin was charged with last season. And he has a lot of experience from his playing days and being an assistant coach, so it'll be interesting to see how he directs the Jazz in a full season.
A different look for Utah. Howard comes in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Burks in for Raja Bell. The Lakers also making some changes. Artest comes in for Matt Barnes. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Derek Fisher. Now, here's Burks. Harris passes to Millsap. Takes it up. So it's the Lakers now. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
Well, I loved watching that game, guys. That was fun. I mean, canning one three-pointer after another, that's my kind of game.
Well, I wouldn't expect you to say anything less, being the three-point marksman that you were. Of course you enjoy watching guys make threes. But even though I played in the paint, I like to see three-pointers go down too.
Unloads. Lakers leading by 3. Artest on the wing. He's guarded by Howard. Outside, Kobe. For the 3. Again, the miss by Kobe. Here's the Jazz with the ball. They trail by 3.
You know, one of the biggest question marks for Alec Burks is his outside shot. I mean, 29% from distance last season. Shooting guards need to be able to shoot the ball better than that.
Now here's Millsap. Gasol covering. The Jazz again can't hit it.
Not his best quarter. I mean, the shots just haven't fallen for him.
Here is the 2K leaderboard with last season's top passing teams. 5th, the Jazz.
Yeah, wonderful passing team, and it was the kind of basketball that fans love to watch. Very unselfish.
A different look for Utah. Cantor checked in for Jefferson, and Derek Favors subbed in for Paul Millsap.
Well, you know, I'm going to go back to Burks here, Clark. Shooting is something that I think he can develop, and he's got some things that you can't teach. He's so athletic. He's got a ton of potential, but if he's able to develop that outside stroke, he could really be something special.
Cantor's shot is off.
He had a defender draped all over. Not really the best shot there.
Well, not the shot you hope for when it's well contested like that.
Lakers leading by 3. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Bynum with a screen on Harris. Kobe, that's for 2. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper.
Bynum doing a nice job on that screen.
Harris, right side. Here's Burks. Beats the buzzer.
Wow.
And he barely beats the clock with that 3.
Steve, that's a great way to end the quarter.
Yep.
Coming up next Monday night, Josh Smith and the Atlanta.
Up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. Here is Watson.
And one of the things you like about the Lakers, their ability to go out on the road and win. In fact, last season, they were 27-14 away from Staples Center.
Favors at the 4 with Jefferson at the center. Bella's out there with Earl Watson. And it's Hayward in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Out of bounds. They'll keep possession.
Nice defense poking that one out of bounds.
You know, just a nanosecond quicker and they would have been going the other way.
Here's Jefferson. Just 3 to shoot. It's up a 3. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Here's a look at the schedule for the Los Angeles Lakers. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Here's Kobe. And he really played well against Denver. Backs him down. With the fadeaway. Kobe's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Lakers. And the Lakers, Clark, a smart veteran team, we know that. How much of an asset is that to winning on the road?
You can't overstate it. I mean, it's really huge, Kevin. Keeping your composure, staying focused, understanding what's coming and what you need to do to seize games on the road. Some folks call it that killer instinct. And those are the things you have to be able to do. And the Lakers, quite honestly, a terrific example of all of that.
Here's Fisher. Now here's Kobe. Left side, Kobe. Backing down. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Now Kobe Bryant still chasing that 6th ring. Ends up getting it. He would tie Michael Jordan. And, of course, Michael was always a tremendous inspiration for Kobe Bryant.
A different look for Utah. Cantor checked in for Jefferson. Millsap comes in for Derek Favors. Devin Harris subbed in for Earl Watson. And Kobe drops them both. Stevie mentioned Kobe's still working toward those 6 rings. He's got 5 right now. But Kobe said, Clark, that, tying Jordan wasn't his motivation.
You believe that?
Well, I do think he wanted to help Phil Jackson go out on the right way. And that, of course, didn't work out.
No, it did not work out. But I think it was a combination of factors. One, he obviously wants to do it because he wants to do it. Yes. But I don't think the Jordan piece is out of the equation and being one of the inspiring factors for trying to grab that 6th one. And, quite honestly, he's shown that he wants to try to win it every year.
Well, he's always compared to Jordan. Why wouldn't that just be a natural feeling anyway? You can't fold him.
No, not at all.
Steps back and fires. Jazz trail by 4. Feeds it to Bell. Harris outside. Cantor. Here's Millsap. The second chance bucket is good. Millsap's got his second basket of the night.
Crashing the offensive glass is such a big part of this game, and it's going to pay off for them.
Fisher with the ball. Backing down is Bryant. And the layup falls. Kobe's got 16 points.
He's been so solid. You've got to keep him out there on the floor, really doing a nice job for the offense. Well, one of the things that has made the Lakers so good is their depth and their balance. In fact, last year, defensively, they had the 5th lowest field goal percentage defense in the league, under 44% for their opponents.
Courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, here's a peek at the league's top scorers from a season ago. 5th best, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, he had a terrific year last year, consistent, and ended up being one of the best scorers in the league.
Al Jefferson's checked in for Utah. Watson comes in for Devin Harris. The Lakers also making some changes. Bynum comes in for Pau Gasol. And it's Artest in for Kobe. Here is Hayward into Millsap. Some solid D here from Bynum. And for the Lakers, Clark, that big front court, a big part why they're so tough defensively. Steve just said a percentage defensively under 44%.
Well, length is hard to score over. They've got some tough defenders up and down the roster, really. And they play a physical style. You think about a guy like Matt Barnes, Ron Artest. Kobe is a killer defensively when he's locked in. And then they're all experienced, too. That adds to that defensive prowess as well.
Leans inside, connects, the jumper drops. And the Lakers lead by 4.
And defensively, you've got to try to keep the ball on the perimeter.
Yeah, he's not going to miss those, not often anyway. The defense has to muscle up and deny him that position to have a chance.
Here's Jefferson, good from 11 feet out. Jefferson's got 4 this quarter.
Still trailing, but their offense is off life support here in the second quarter. It's got a pulse.
Yeah, they're making some shots now, but finally starting to make up some ground.
It's stolen by Jefferson.
Now, part of the reason they are where they are is that they have taken care of the ball for the most part.
And it's blocked, out of bounds, and they'll keep possession. For the Jazz, Josh Howard, he's checked in for Hayward. Burks comes in for Raja Bell. And Devin Harris is subbed in for Earl Watson. 52 seconds left in the second quarter. Backing down is Jefferson. And it's sent back by Bynum.
Solid advantage of the rebounding totals for them so far here.
In every game, but particularly in a close game, every little advantage you can use helps, and they're certainly enjoying one on the glass here.
Harris against Fisher. Jefferson kicks to Harris. Back to Jefferson. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. 8 points for Al Jefferson.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
Well, they continue to find the open man and play unselfishly. This is true team basketball we're seeing. And they'll slow it down, use a little clock.
Good call, partner. Hold it for the final one.
A beautiful reverse layup. Jefferson's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Like he may have been showboating a little bit at the end of that one.
Here's Barnes. No good on the buzzer beater. Lakers ahead. They lead by 3.
Welcome to HP at the half. The NBA season just getting underway. The Los Angeles Lakers in front against Utah. It's been a scintillating open court attack. They hold a major advantage in fast break points. Kobe's been lights out in the first 2 quarters. Seems like everything's falling for him. Not sure if he even knows how to miss. And the Jazz, they're putting up a fight. The season's still young. They'd love to get above 500 with the win tonight. A nice first half turned in by Al Jefferson. He's carrying the team, doing everything he can to put them over the top. The Suns over at U.S. Airways Center.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Here's Harris.
Well, the Jazz have been such a model of consistency for so long as a franchise. That's why last year was strange, seeing them finish below 500 and out of the playoff picture.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So the Lakers 5 right now. Fisher and Kobe man the backcourt. Howe and Bynum filling up the middle. And it's Barnes and it's small forward. Back to that point Steve was making about the Jazz. The franchise has had success for so many years. Such a long time. It'll be interesting to see how they handle, maybe a